Benevolence, dear mortals. You can call me Whimsical William. Welcome to my channel. Alright, let's do a short summary, a short video on this manga that I never hear anyone talk about, called The Summer You Were There. It's a yuri romance, or girls love, and it's a little unorthodox. It's a little unique. I mean, there's a few yuris or girls loves stories that are kind of like the way that this one is, as far as there's two girls and one is not really feeling the idea of being with someone, and the other one is just gung-ho about it, like, I'm ready to do it, let's do it. So that's a common thing. But another one is that they're doing it for a goal that isn't mutual, but later on kind of becomes mutual. I honestly thought that I was going to sell this manga because it just has a lot of tropes in it that I don't care about. It's not that they're bad, I just don't care about them. But the writing was so good in this manga, and the art is competent as well. It hooked me. I was really surprised. I was at work on break and I was reading this, and I'm like, the main character, both the characters, I don't remember their names, but both the characters are unlikable, but still likable in their own unique ways. Let me elaborate. So the main character with the gray hair, she's taller. She's very to herself, very standoffish, and just, she admits it, out loud. I'm not good with people. I don't like dealing with people. And this other character is very forceful. And it's ironic because the character that's not good with people, that's very in her shell, she's tall, and she kind of has the look like she would be athletic and just popular. But instead, it's the shorter girl who's rambunctious. I wouldn't say loud, but very outspoken. She says exactly what she's thinking and what she's feeling. And it's just really interesting, the dynamic that these two characters present while looking like the counterpart's personality, if you will. Another thing that I really enjoyed about this manga was just how some parts were completely unbelievable, yet you got enough character development just within one volume to know that, all right, maybe in the real world a character wouldn't say or do these things, but for this character and this story, yeah, I could see this character doing that. So I like that. It was very well written. I'll tell you the premise of the story. I won't really give too many spoilers. I mean, it's only one volume. I've been working so much that I haven't had a lot of time to get a lot of reading done. And I've been enjoying other hobbies as well, so that's been really nice. But I'm working towards really organizing my figures and my manga behind me, and just getting display cases and getting the things that's going to really make my apartment look just that 1% cooler, that 1% better. Because eventually this year I want to do another apartment tour, because the last apartment tour was very successful. It's my most viewed video on this channel, but also I had a lot of fun doing it. So even if it only had like 10 views, I would still keep doing it because it's fun. I love sharing the things that I've acquired and sharing my interest. It's worth merit also that this apartment has changed so much since last year. Like, there's just a lot more in it, and I think, in my humble opinion, it's a little better organized. But I'm getting off topic. Let's talk about this story. This story is crazy. So the main character, like I said, she's very, to herself, and she's been writing this novel, and she's finally completed it, and she's like, yes, I finally did it. And as a writer myself, I'm like, that must feel really good. What I like about this manga is it's unpredictable. I never know how a character is going to react or act. Even by the end of the first volume, I'm like, wow, this is out of character, but still believable. The suspension for belief was just incredible. So she's like, yeah, I finished my novel. I can't wait to do what I want to do with it. And I'm thinking, oh, maybe she's going to get published or share it with somebody. No, she's going to destroy it. I did not see that coming. She's like, yeah, I'm gonna destroy this novel. And I'm like, no, why? It's like you put all that work into it. What was the purpose? And I guess some people write to get that out of their systems, to get whatever those emotions and feelings and memories were out of them, out into the world. And then they destroy it by destroying it is like a symbolism of letting it go. So I believe that that's what this character was trying to do. And the other forceful, short character comes through. What you doing? And the main character's like, oh my God, I hate people. She starts cringing up because she's like, I wasn't expecting to deal with anybody right now. I didn't get the chance to prepare, because a lot of people who have social anxiety issues, they have to like prep themselves up. They have to geek themselves up in order to have everyday functions with people. And when somebody breaks out of that mode, they panic. They're like, oh no, I can't use my selected words that I wanted to use to make all these conversations easier for me. So that's what she's going through right now. She's like, oh no, I can't deal with this person right now. And I'm in the middle of doing something very important. This girl takes it up to the next notch. Not only is she breaking the mode for our main character, but she grabs the novel and is like, oh my God, did you write this? I hated this character right here. It just had no respect, no care for another person. Just, I'm going to take this and do what I want with it. I don't care that you've put all your heart into it. And I don't care about your wishes of what you want to do with your stuff. I'm going to take this and do what I want with it. It was forceful to the point of violence. Like there should have been violence met with those actions. Like, don't take my property and do what you will with it. That's just the utmost disrespect. But homegirl is like, I can't deal with this person. So she just froze and she didn't voice how she felt, do what she wanted to do. So she lets the other girl get away with her novel, and she's at home she literally couldn't sleep. She came to school the next day. And by the way, this story is the settings of high school, per usual. Most of these mangas are high school based, especially if they're in the shonen or shoujo demographic. But that just makes sense. You already knew that. But anyway, she comes to school the next day with no sleep. She's been worried all night about, is she going to tell somebody about my story? How is she going to react? What is she going to do? Why did she do that? Just typical thoughts, what you would think if you were in a situation, if you let yourself be in that situation. So she comes to school and then she diet confronts her. She's like, hey, I want to destroy that story. I need it back. She's like, nah, you can't destroy this story. You need to write more stories. In fact, it's incredible. And she's like, no, I'm actually not a good writer. I just wanted to write it. She's like, no, you're really good. And you should write a romance next. I'm like, oh my God, I hate this character. Not only did you disrespect me, but now you're telling me what to do. This character is just incorrigible. So they go through this conversation back and forth. I don't want to write. You should write. Finally, the girl is like, fine, I'll write. I don't do romances though. And then she's like, I understand that writers have to live through the things that they write. So we should go out. Where's the logic? What? So I'm like, this is stupid. But I'm still reading it because the writing is so good that I'm interested. I'm like, why would she say that? What's the point? But of course, she's gonna let me know as I keep reading, so I want to keep reading. So she's like, yeah, I want you to write a love story and I want to be part of the experience. I love your writing. And she's like, why me? And then she's like, because it has to be you. So her plan was to pretend to go out with each other to get her the experience of dating. I mean, I guess on paper it makes sense, but it's like, all this for a novel? You like her writing that much? And they start going on pretend dates and they start doing pretend couple things, and you start to realize how much of a bookworm she is. She's popular and she doesn't look like it, but she consumes literature at a worrying rate. So she's reading and reading, suggesting stories to the other girl who, just like us, the reader, she didn't realize that this girl was such a reader. And as we go on through the story, she's starting to warm up to the other girl. She takes one step forward, two steps back. She warms up, but then she's like, I can't trust you. I mean, why would you act the way you act? Why are we pretending to date? None of this makes sense. So she's steadily trying to figure it out, but she's also kind of enjoying the company because she's been a loner for so long. And she's starting to understand how good it feels to have a friend, even if the friendship is a little strange. At this point in the story, she's warming up to the girl, and the girl is trying to be more respectful but at the same time, I don't think she could really help her personality. She can't help the fact that she's a forceful person. At least she can, but she just doesn't know how. But they go to an amusement park, they go to a library, you know, they're really hanging out with each other, spending more time with each other. And eventually, our main character breaks. She's like, I don't know why you keep being so nice to me. Like at this point, the other girls bought her a dress so they can go on a date, and they just spent a lot of time with each other. It was really sweet. So at this point, our main character is like, I don't know why you're so nice to me. You shouldn't be nice to me. I'm actually a terrible person. And we're starting to get to the end of the volume, so I'm realizing this is gonna be a cliffhanger, but is it gonna be a good one? So I keep reading. And eventually, you know, the last chapter, the last few pages, our main character is like, all right, so I'm not a nice person and I can't continue to let you be nice to me. I used to bully people. You know, I used to be a horrible person. I don't deserve kindness. I'm not a good person. And our other character, I can't even say like antagonist, she's not really evil. She's just different, you know? She's like, I know who you used to be, but I still like you. And I think it is possible for people to change. And I think it's possible for people to connect through traumatizing events like that. Not verbatim, but that was like the mood. That was like the energy. But basically, I know about your past. I'm not here to use it against you. I want to be around you. I really like you. Like, this is serious for me. For you, this might be us play dating or whatever, but for me, this is like a great excuse for me to get to know you more and to be closer. So the romantic aspect is there. For one character, it's like her reality. For the other character, it's, you know, just a fabrication, a lie. But it's a sweet lie. It's not a bittersweet lie. So I'm actually interested in checking out volume 2, maybe 3, just to see where this goes. If the story gets weaker, because a lot of times the first volume will be strong and then it just starts to suffer. If it stays strong, I may just collect all of it. But if it starts to suck, I'm at the point in my collecting as far as manga is concerned where if I don't love it, if it doesn't move my heart, if it's not something that I'm proud to have in my collection, it's gotta go. I have a few things that are on the chopping block. Definitely in my last video, Saint Young Men, this gotta go. Like, it's kind of funny, it's alright, but it's nothing special, it's nothing great. It's actually, I'll compare these two mangas. So this manga has a very basic, bland premise with excellent execution and excellent writing, excellent character development. This has an interesting and fun and actually really cool premise, no character development, very bland storytelling, and just nothing that stands out other than the idea. The idea of Saint Young Men is great, execution poor. The idea of the summer you were there, not that great. Execution, really good. It hooked me. I can't lie, it hooked me. It made me really want to read it. So if you're in the market for a yuri, a girl's love, or just a cute romance that's kind of quirky, I'm into that kind of thing. My favorite manga is Mysterious Girlfriend X. If you're in the market for something like that, based off of volume 1, I'd check this out if I were you. Well, thank you so much for checking out another video. I'm gonna have some more exciting videos probably next month or maybe towards the end of this month. But right now, I'm just trying to get through all the mangas in my collection that I haven't read and I don't care about that much, just to see if they're gonna stay or not, so I could make more space for mangas that I love and mangas that I care about. And if you're a collector, you should do the same. If you're, you know, Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, movies, books, magazines, anime figures, action figures, whatever it is that you collect, us as collectors, we have real estate. We have space in which we can safely display our stuff. And it's up to us to determine what's important to us and what's just there taking up space. If you got some mediocre stuff, sell it, get rid of it. Put more money towards the things that you really love. Why buy 20 anime figures for $20 when you can buy one giant beautiful statue for, you know, a couple hundred or whatever that may be? You might not get as many things, but you'll have such a high quality thing. And that's where my headspace is. Why have 5,000 mangas and only like 1,000 of them? So I'm keeping that in mind as I move forward in my collecting. With all that being said, once again, thank you so much for checking out another video. I'll see you next time. If you feel like it, subscribe. If you like what you're seeing here, like, comment, all that YouTube stuff. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.